Inspired by our trip to West Virginia and having this great pork that we cooked outside, we're going to cook a pork rack on our grill. And this is a great thing to have for a football game because it's a big piece of meat. You know, you get to be outside, you get to hang out while you're waiting for the game to start. We're going to do this very simply with some salt, some pepper, and some of my fresh dried thyme that I have here, and a couple garlic cloves. Just thin slices, they don't have to be perfect. This is the main part here we're going to eat, and these ribs are going to be real nice. As this thing slow cooks, it's going to seep that garlic through the meat and season it. Actually, you may want to cut 2 inches down in it. It's going to be a little messy. This is a good way to infuse the flavor of the marinade and the seasoning to get inside each cut of pork. Then we'll just cover this whole thing with salt. And again, it's the kosher salt that I like to use because I get to see how much is going on there. Cracked fresh pepper all over. And we'll take some of our dried thyme and just rub it all over the outside of the pork. And we'll flip this over. I'm going to do the same thing to this side. Now we're going to let that sit. Now let that come to room temperature. If it's right out of the refrigerator cold and you put it on the grill, the outside is going to cook a lot quicker than the inside. The time it takes you to drink a couple beers and you'll be ready to go. The grill is actually really hot now, and we're just going to oil that up a little bit, and then we're going to sear the pork before we lower the heat. The presentation side down first. And we're just going to let that sit. We don't want to move it around right now because we're going to let it form a crust. So I can tell by the sizzle I want it to get a little bit hotter, so I'm going to close this, because the worst thing you want to do right now with this cut of meat is if you put this on and shut the door and you walk away too long, it can catch on fire, and we don't want it to catch on fire. So I want this to be set, you know, I want to control it. Gently turn it, make sure it's coming even. Get that golden color, you know, a little bit of char is fine. Catch this part right here so it's nice and even all the way around. This side now, the same way, and then we're going to lower our temperature. Yep, we got a nice color on this side. I'm going to move our fire over now and kind of slow it down. We're going to set this thing kind of at an angle here to where you're just going to rotate it as it cooks. This side of the grill, we want to be about 275 degrees. And we just put a little crack. That's going to keep the heat low. Now at this point, just come back and check on it about every 15-20 minutes. A little over an hour now, so I think this should be ready. It's been cooking nice and slow. We're looking for about a medium temperature on this. Let this sit here for about 20 minutes to rest. Well, this is what technically would be a pork chop. Nice eye of the pork and a rib to go with it. Mustard, some sweet potatoes, and there you have it. Whole roasted pork.